Now, from the Weather Tracker TV Storm Studios, this is your weather tonight. Here's Chief Meteorologist William Cole.
All right, well, good Wednesday evening, everyone. Hopefully your Wednesday afternoon went well. Hopefully you stayed dry on the morning commute. We did have some very light showers out the door earlier this morning, a couple hundredths to maybe a tenth of an inch in the rain gauge. If you were living just right, a lot of us stayed completely dry as we went through the day. That activity dried up, but we were variably cloudy. In fact, a lot of the cloud covers hung around. That will be the case even into the evening. There's no real rain chance this evening, even though it may look a little gray from time to time with temperatures easing down through the 50s. We'll call it a cool to potentially chilly evening. Again, the winter jacket, you may want to grab that and get out the door with any kind of evening plans. I tell you, I'm tracking though our next opportunity of rain and storms. It may begin tomorrow, Thursday into Friday. Notice I said May. We're going to talk about that. And then this upcoming Sunday, there may be another opportunity of rain, storms, possibly some severe weather. I've got some new details on that now as we head into the evening as well. But this is what we did this afternoon. These were your daytime highs around the area. Generally 60s, not quite as mild as it looked earlier today. The main reason why the cloud cover did hold down the temperatures, again, quite a bit around the area, right? So middle 60s mainly here locally in the Metroplex. So radar review, relatively quiet. The morning showery activities basically dried up. In fact, if you look carefully over around Louisiana, there goes that storm system, still an area of rain moving over towards the Big Easy. But I tell you, my attention now, it's truly turning out to the west coast, and it's this powerhouse storm system, this bomb cyclone that continues to spin down through California. Even though it's a long ways away, believe it or not, it will begin to make westerly tracks and easterly tracks rather as we go through the overnight, and a piece of it will be arriving for tomorrow, Thursday, and then the main storm will begin to arrive as we get into Friday. But take a look at that area spin. Yes, I don't have to tell you that's a very impressive storm system. So look at this on the modeling. Here it comes again fairly quickly as we go through tonight into tomorrow, Thursday. But the other piece of this, notice what else is happening here. You see the area of green coming up out of the Gulf of Mexico. That's the Gulf of Mexico moisture returning, right? So we've got moisture, we've got warmer temperatures, we've got instability building, and now we've got this pretty potent jet stream storm system coming out. But the other piece of this, look at the track, right? It stays to the north of North Texas and truly tracks more up into parts of Oklahoma, Kansas, and Nebraska. So while we will have an opportunity of rain and storms, the active weather may skew just a little bit further off to the north. And even for tomorrow, Thursday, there's still some question marks, right? The cap, the limiting factor, it's going to be pretty strong. It may try and suppress the thunderstorm development, or may have one or two storms that do form. Any activity that does form tomorrow could be severe, and it would have a large hail threat. Tomorrow, the concern would be for large hail if we have anything form. Then as we get into Friday, it's a bit of a different story. As the cold front begins to move in, we'll have scattered activity develop along the cold front. But the big question on Friday, does that happen along the 35 corridor? Does that happen over in our eastern counties? Hail and wind would be the primary concern as we get into Friday. Let's take a look at the latest modeling. Again, as we go through the evening, as we go through the overnight, again, notice we're relatively quiet. Cloud cover's pretty thick. Again, out the door tomorrow morning. Might even be a stray shower out the door tomorrow morning. Nothing like what we saw this morning. And then as we get into late afternoon, take a look at this. Again, the model, not overly bullish, giving us a few signals. There could be a thunderstorm or two that tries to develop, but right now the model just, it's not really doing much with it. And it's truly going to take until tomorrow morning to really get the model to get a pretty decent feel for what's going to happen, right? So right now, we'll keep about a 30% probability tomorrow, but keep in mind, we may not see anything whatsoever. Let's skip ahead now to Friday. This will be Friday morning into the early afternoon. And there it is. The latest run here of the high-res data is skewing the activity further to the east and off to the northeast, and it's almost a swing and a miss for the Metroplex, right? So we've still got a rain probability now for the Metroplex on Friday, but again, it's devil in the details, right? The devil's in the details. We're still 48 hours out, so we'll continue to refine that forecast. 50s overnight tonight. We're generally dry. 70s tomorrow. Instability builds. Could be some rain, some storms, mainly from Interstate 20 off to the north. Back down into the 60s. That would be your Thursday night. Here we go into Friday. Behind that front, temperatures in the 80s. The better opportunity now of rain and storms trending off to the east, and behind that front, this will be a very dry westerly wind. Believe it or not, we will be talking about some fire danger on Friday in our western counties. So it is 30% opportunity for tomorrow, Thursday, 50% opportunity on Friday. We'll talk about another rain and storm chance for Sunday coming up.